The Supreme Court right now, as you just heard Tom Dempsey in Washington, is deciding a very important case, one that you have spoken out recently publicly about the root causes of student debt. And you say that is where we have to start the focus, is understanding why students are taking on so much debt. Tell me about your plan and your great concerns now with what the Supreme Court is deciding with the president's plan.
First, it acknowledges that the president is not forgiving student loan. He's merely transferring the obligation to taxpayers, to those who either pay back their student loans or never took them back. He's also not addressing the root cause. The Committee for Responsible Federal Budget says in 5 years will be just as bad as we are now because President Biden is not addressing the root causes. So what are the root causes? A young 18-year-old has access to hundreds of thousands of dollars in loans and has no clue as to whether or not this is a good value. So among the solutions, one is my College Transparency Act, where the student and their family could go up and they could look online. If I enroll at this university in this curriculum, what is the likelihood that someone that looks like me will graduate? How much will I earn and how much do I have to borrow? If you got a 5% chance of graduating after taking on $200,000 of loans, you go someplace else. Because there's some colleges that do a better job of making sure that some students actually graduate.
So what you're saying, and I heard you say this before, and so I'm trying to understand the ratio, that some colleges may not be the best fit for all students.
Yes,
essentially.
Correct. There's a university in Georgia, I think it's Georgia Southern, that has a concerted program to help African-American males graduate. And they say they've eliminated the disparity between African-American males and other groups. Now, African-American males have had the hardest time. So if there's a choice between a young man who's going to take on tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt and not graduating in one school but graduating in the other, logically he'd go to the one where he's going to graduate. That's just one example.
But does your plan get to the issue of the high cost of education? Why do some colleges cost so much more than others? Is the education better?
Well, in some cases it would be, in other cases not. And in our package, there are those things that go at that higher cost. For example, student loans would not be available if the person wanting to receive the loan is not going to earn more money than she or he would had they not gotten the degree. So, for example, there's a curriculum for film studies, which costs $50,000 a year in tuition, but you graduate and you earn $30,000. Now, that's just absurd. You may want to do it, but the federal taxpayer should not be subsidizing you.
What is your message then to students? And I've got one who's on the cusp of beginning a college education. You've got 3 kids who have gone through the process. What do you say to them when they have the difficult decision to take on debt, but they have a dream for their life and it needs college to achieve that dream? Yeah,
what you don't want to be is shackled with debt. So for you to achieve that dream, you've got to be financially situated to achieve it. And if you are shackled with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, and worst case scenario, you haven't graduated, then you're living in your parents' basement. But if you make the wise decision as to where to attend, the curriculum in which you're going to study, you're going to graduate and be able to fulfill that dream. We don't want an unscrupulous university shackling them with debt so they never achieve their dream.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.